Yo, what's good? I'm S0pham, also known as S0phamish, and this is my story.
Right? So tell everyone, where are you from?
I am from Houma, Louisiana.
So for someone who's never been to Houma, tell them, how do you get there?
Shit, you get there by going on off of I-10, exit to Booty and Houma, get on 90 East, go straight down, and you're gonna see an exit, Houma.
So how did you make it from Houma all the way to New Orleans?
So growing up in Houma, trying to cut the story down as short as possible. Growing up in Houma is just a very small city, right? So really, me being the fact that I love to dance, that's my passion. I am a professional dancer. I knew I had to get out and find other opportunities. And I know New Orleans really ain't that far. And honestly, I could have went back and forth from Houma to New Orleans all the time, even if I did decide to stay there. But New Orleans is where the creativity's at. All the young entrepreneurs, I see a lot of people motivated to start their own business, whether it's a clothing line, a restaurant, or anything to deal with like dancing, music. I just knew there's a lot of different artists out here I could connect with and kind of share my brand with them and kind of collaborate. That's been my goal since I've been here, and I've been able to fortunately connect with a lot of different people.
Okay. So, how old were you when you first realized you could actually dance?
11 years old, actually, 5th grade. So what happened was my older brother, Kevin Pham, he got me started. Him and his best friend, Ricky. And they used to always dance at the crib with glow sticks and shit, watching Usher, and OG named Mr. Wiggles. He's a street dancer.
Mr. Wiggles, that's a very interesting name.
Yeah, Mr. Wiggles, that's his name, man. Look him up, fire. That kind of sparked everything, just watching them every day practicing. And so what I did was, I was born in the 90s, so I got the blessings of that transition between, cassette players, CDs, to YouTube, and having all those resources. So I started watching tutorials on YouTube, just mimicking different people, mimicking my brother. And I went to school, I went to Greenwood Middle School actually, in Gibson, Louisiana. And I knew the best way to test it, if I could dance or not, even though I felt like I could, was go to the first dance and just do it and see how people react. Because I knew my classmates would tell me if I was cool or not. So all they did was Joe's back in Greenwood Middle School. They just, rag on you all the time. So when I did it, I got a lot of props, a lot of uproar, a lot of claps. People said, "Man, you really good, man. You should keep going." And from that point on, I just kept going with it. And I've been dancing ever since. And it's been like 20 years. I'm 31 years old. So that's how my dancing started.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, when did you realize you were going to start dancing professionally?
Honestly, man, when it came to wanting to be a professional dancer, it kind of just gradually happened naturally because I love dancing for me. That's my outlet, that's my foundation. It runs deeper for me when it comes to dancing because dancing for me is the foundation of where I am today. Building my confidence, being able to speak confidently, look at someone in the eye, shake their hand, interview well, and being able just to know that I could get better in other aspects of life. So as time progressed, I just gained opportunities naturally, because I would put all of my dance videos on the internet, which kind of gave me a lot of opportunity to connect with different people. People reach out to me, I reach out to them, and that's how I kind of started knowing hey, I could really do something with this. And that's kind of how I became a professional dancer gradually over time. It kind of just happened organically. It wasn't never like a goal of mine.
Gotcha. So when was the first time you actually realized? Well, when the first time you actually received your first big break as content creator, it was dropping music videos for artists and everything like that?
Really, it hit me whenever. What happened was I met up with a guy named Derek with the Dark Brothers. He kind of put me on game how people used to pay for promo and posts and things of that nature. And then from that point on, it sparked an idea for me to try to get myself out there more by dancing to the hottest songs out or, local artist songs. And then what I'll do is I will look at the hottest songs that are popping and I would dance to that song, and I understood how the algorithm worked at the time with the hashtags and everything. It'll pour in the crowd to my Instagram page or YouTube, and then once I did that, I'll flip it and put out what I really want to put out. Put out a dance to an actual song I really want to dance to, if that makes sense. So like, it's like a give and take type of thing. I'll dance to something hot, kind of, gain the crowd from the algorithm, get people to my page to follow me, and then I'll backdoor it with something I really want to post for real. And then from there, I realized, man, I could do something with this and charge for promo, whether it be for people's merch, people's music. And at the same time, I'm helping my community organically, by collaborating with them, with my passion for dance.
Gotcha. And so, for yourself, how was it like seeing, I'm like Chris Brown, actually, show you, if you dance and things like that.
Man, that's a vivid memory I'll never forget, because Chris Brown is like my favorite artist, in the industry. I just admire the fact that, I admired how his music is, his dancing mentality, and the way he continues to adapt over time. Like, he's endless amounts of creativity, and I just appreciate that about him. But whenever he did post me, man, I was excited. Like, and the crazy thing about it is, I knew it would get reposted that night, because it was back in March. I want to say back in maybe 2018ish when the first repost happened, and that's what gave me my flush of followers. Like, that's what really blew my page up.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, how many followers did you get after that?
Man, roughly, it's so much to count, but if I had to guess, roughly 10,000 from CB. So when that happened, man, I was on an ultimate high. And then from that point, everybody was in my DMs and, giving me different opportunities, paying me for different things to dance to as far as their music or wear their merch. And it really gave me some clout, It gave me some clout to really propel. So shout out to Chris Brown for doing that for me. I'll be forever grateful for that, because that triggered everything. From that point on,
so how many times have you reposted you?
Roughly, I want to say, I think 5-6 times. Don't quote me on that, but roughly around that time. Around that many times, I mean.
Also, but it's time for him to make you one backup dancer by now.
yeah, I mean, that would be a true blessing. But the funny thing about me is, one of the things that kind of hold me back as a dancer from different opportunities is the fact that I'm so honed into what I do. I'm a freestyle dancer, so anything I do is off the dome. Like, I don't really rehearse or anything like that. I don't do choreography, and that's honestly been an opportunity for me to kind of work on and try to get into the industry. But it's something I never really focused on, and it's something that I never truly organically wanted to do genuinely. So that's something that holds myself back. Honestly, it's me. But I know I could be bigger than what I am today. To be honest with you, it's me. I'm really honing into what I do, what I want to do.
So what's next for you? How is that gonna change?
Honestly, as far as a vision of what I want to do next, there's really no clear vision for me, because everything I do is on a day-by-day basis. I've always been blessed by God just to continuously do what I love to do, let it build me internally, mentally, and spiritually. And that's kind of how I continue to build myself. But honestly, there's no clear vision of what I want to do next. Right now it's just everything is organic. And maybe that's something I also have to kind of hone and think about as well. But there's really no clear vision for me at this point in time.
Okay. So, being one dancer and being one content creator, tell us what do you enjoy most about it, and tell us what do you actually hate about it.
I love the fact that it's not work. It's not nothing I have to do to live and make money. It's nothing I have to really stress about, because it's my outlet to simply express myself and to continue to have that self-development. One thing that I truly love about dancing is the fact that I continuously continue to get better at it no matter what. And then what I don't like about it, sometimes I don't like the fact that when I do get opportunities, I have to do it, and it kind of takes away the fun from me, because at that point I'm doing it for a check. So doing it for money sometimes, not all the time, sometimes makes me hate dancing at times.
Okay. Gotcha. So, tell us, what was the hardest dance have you ever like practice or like actually try to like perfect?
The hardest thing that I can remember is even out my body, as far as like if I wave like this on my right hand, doing the same thing on my left hand, because I'm right-handed. So I'm gonna do it better. Of course, I'm using it all the time. But this hand, this arm per se, I gotta continually drill it. As simple as that may sound, it's so nerve-wracking having to continuously practice this left arm compared to my right. Because my right was so naturally better because I'm using it all the time. And a lot of my moves will always kind of point so to the right. So kind of making it even on my left side, that's been the hardest thing to perfect over time. But it continues to get better. It's just muscle memory, you know. But that's what I recall has been the hardest as far as learning a specific move. Anything on my left side because I'm right-handed. So a lot of times my right side always looks better than my left side. A lot of people don't catch that, but that's just an internal thing, you know what I'm saying?
So like being one like dancer, content creator, and also most people might not know, but you still have a job.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people on social media actually put this on like facade of like you don't need a job, but you still got bills, that. So like, do you think you would ever be a time where you just go full throttle and be one content creator, dancer, etc.?
I won't shut it down. It's still possible, but I don't mind. For me, I guess it's because I'm getting older and I'm married. I don't mind having a full-time career as long as I'm still able to do what I love to do. Right. You know what I mean? So like, that's kind of like a balance for me, you know? My career is my reality, but my dancing is like my dream and aspiration. So I kind of have the best of both worlds in a sense, as far as being a husband, a provider, working a full-time career, trying to continuously grow within that industry or organization. And then I have, just me, just chilling with my homies, kicking it. For example, we're here at the club right now, Loyalty Club, just chilling, kicking it, having a good time all the time. That's all a part of the creative process for me, and just creating and collaborating with different artists. So it's the best of both worlds for me. I don't mind it, you know what I mean? But I won't shut it out completely, but there's always an opportunity that one day I could just do full-on content and just straight up dance. But I love the fact that my passion for dance is not a job for me.
Gotcha. So, but you're always wearing and supporting like local brands in New Orleans. So I want you to answer, I want you to answer this as best as you possibly can.
Sure.
Name your top 5 fashion designers in New Orleans right now.
By name or just brand?
Brand.
Loyalty Club, number 1. Beignet Boys and Foster, which that's kind of like one and the same. Made in the Hood. Like Sushi. And I'm going to go with Boulevard, Etiquette. Those 5.
So like, seeing all these fashion brands grow, like, actually, what do you think is actually next for like New Orleans in like fashion world?
I think it continues to elevate, man. I think if we could somehow come together and make one big event or something like, Melrose has. Melrose has all like the fashion, streetwear, clothing lines. I think if we took the time to all come together, we could make something really huge, because I've traveled to a lot of different places, and I feel like the fashion out here in New Orleans stands out the most to me, just because everybody is creating something different, and everybody has their own unique perspective of what they want to output to the world. And I think if we all came together, I think it'll take it to the next level, as far as New Orleans in general, not just in fashion, but as far as a good community, less crime, and for something for people to get into, you know what I mean? And inspirational for the youth. But I also want to say, because I forgot to say it, I know you said 5, but I have to include Maximo. I love Maximo to death. They definitely in my top 5 as well.
Oh, shout out Maximo.
Shout out Maximo. I gotta say that. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, because I wear, out of all the clothes I wear, Loyalty Club and Maximo is probably what I own the most of. And then, yeah, that's the 2 top brands I have the most in my collection that I wear consistently. So I guess it's the top 6 for me. Sorry, but I gotta put Maximo in there.
So I gotta get you a name. I'm like a whole other top 5. Who is your top 5 like dancers in the world right now?
Top 5 dancers? Man, that's great. That's a hard question for me, because I don't really watch anybody but myself.
Ooh. So So you gotta keep naming yourself.
Yeah, well, because the reason why though is because when you look at different dancers, like when I was young, I used to unintentionally copy them,
Right.
which in hence kind of makes me a biter. I mean, now growing up, it was good for me, even though I was a biter, because it helped me learn how to move my body.
But I think it don't matter if you're a rapper, a dancer, or whatever. You're gonna bite something off someone anyway, like each person.
Yeah,
Like because but you're not the first dancer,
of course not.
and like I'm not the first person to do interviews, and like clothesline, you're not the first person to drop a clothesline. So you're gonna bite stuff. So I think sometimes you just watch and watch other dancers for like influence.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes when I'm in need of inspiration.
Like
Yeah,
that's the word I was using.
Yeah,
Inspiration to actually learn to do a move halfway or something like that.
So it would have to be the twins. I don't know if you've seen them. Excuse me. They dance for Beyonce.
Okay.
I don't know if they still do, but they did. But they're two twins. They're probably the biggest dancers out right now, street dancers wise. I gotta go with Salah. I believe he's from France. That's two. Great entertainer. Who else do I go back to? I can only name two right now, man. I'm sorry, but those two dancers, actually three technically, because the twins is two people, and then Salah's one person. That's who I kind of go back and watch sometimes from time to time to get some inspiration when I'm dancing.
Okay. So, last but not least, tell everyone what can they find you on social media, and just also how to find all your content and everything like that.
Yeah. So you can check me out on all platforms, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, my website. If you want to buy some merch to support me, it's S0phamish.com. That's S0phamish. S0phamish. Keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Keep everything consistent. S0phamish everywhere, all platforms.
All right, we done.
Yes, sir.